know about this one because these are all pretty closely matched. But between Julian and C94 Felipe on top and Black SR and Calco on the bottom, I think it's gonna be close between both of them, like top and bottom. But we'll see. So here, you do have invincibility frames, and it lasts a slight amount. And it seems like depending on lag, you can get in more. Like it lasts longer if it lags longer. So it seems like later in the game that it seems longer. But you do have an invincibility, and so you're seeing a bit of that. And another thing to note is everybody has the second player, the second controller plugged in. What this does is it gives them more power-ups by having two players in the game. They're not going to use the second controller, but they have it turned on, and this allows more power-ups to be in the bombable blocks here. And so C94 Felipe just picked up the green Louis, which in my opinion is the best one because he's able to get from one side of the screen to the other by pushing the Y button. So they're all picking up Louis on this level. The bottom left here, Calco picked up Pogo Louis, who can jump over blocks, which is he's got a hat to the back there. He's looking cool. So they're all picking up Louis on this level, and the thing is, the item placement in the blocks and where the Louis are, it's all random. So some of them are coming up with these things sooner, and you see that Vlak on the bottom right opted not to continue, searching for a Louis, but it's an extra hit. So if you take damage, you don't die immediately, and it's definitely a big deal to have one later in the game. So we all have different Louis here, which is interesting. Top left, we have Gangster Louis, the purple. I believe he's the one with the cigar in his mouth on the front cover. The front cover for Super Bomberman 5. Blue Louis, once again, is OP. That's gives you punch here, and so bottom right, Vlak picked up the blue Louis, so he has basically the best Louis, but the green Louis is also no joke either because he can really go fast. So like I was saying earlier, you have multiple exits for each level, and each one takes you a different route, and there's actually multiple endings to this game. You fight different bosses depending on, in each area, you have like different bosses you'll fight depending on which way you go, and there's, I believe, 4 different final endings. There's like 2 good endings and 2 bad exits at the end. And so depending on which route you take, you'll have different levels, different bosses, stuff like that. And so we have C94 Felipe in the lead. He's fighting the dog in the top right. He drops mine. This, for a first boss, this is a very deadly boss. He has mine bombs which he places, and you can't see them, so you kind of have to immediately get on that. And you saw how we kind of trapped him between 2 bombs and the 2 dog houses. That's pretty much what we're going for, and Felipe pulled out pretty clean with that fight. But that fight can be an issue because if you lose track of where the mines are, those will blow up in your face real fast. And that can be a massive issue. Like you see in the bottom right, Black SR lost his Louis. And Calco also lost his Louis. Julian falling quite a bit behind. He's still in World 1, whereas everyone else, isn't even at the boss of World. Black SR is struggling with he's grinding for items. And you see every time that the second player dies, they will push start on the controller to bring him back in. This just gives extra items. So on that first level that you see there in Calco's on, there is a walkthrough walls upgrade that he picked up. I believe the world record doesn't even get that because you're just the run's just so fast to where you just want to get to the exit immediately. But he does have that, so he'll be able to walk bombable walls. That's just a nice little upgrade to pick up, especially if you trap yourself and you can't get out. Now he has that going on. But without a Louis, he's in danger of, you know, dying, and some of these bosses are definitely brutal in this game. So, C94 Felipe is coming up on the second boss of the game, and he can create blocks. The same as I think all the bosses can do. They can just create blocks, and like if you have a bomb that would have hit them, and then they spawn a block like right where they would have got hit, it can get really annoying. But C94 Felipe is doing the setup, which he's placing like 5 bombs in the corner like that, and no matter what, like that bomb radius is going to hit him, like damage him. So he got the setup on him, picked up the punch bomb, and is heading on. So Felipe is actually having a really, really clean run. Going pretty well for him so far, and one of my personal, he has the green Louis, which is, you know, Fat Louis, but he is the fastest Louis for some odd reason, because he rolls extremely fast, rolls exquisitely deep, outrageously deep. So top left, Julian ditched one of his Louis to pick up another Louis, which is cute Louis, which is the most adorable Louis, and then immediately trapped himself and had 2 damage and lose his Louis. So he lost his Louis there, unfortunately, by trapping himself. So everybody but Julian is kind of at risk here without a Louis as backup for damage. But between Calco and C94 Felipe, they are pretty close, in the same level. And so you notice that nobody has remote control mines yet. It doesn't come till much later during a boss fight, I believe, is where he picks it up. Yeah, it's a boss fight, and that's why we decide to go into that fight. As the other bosses don't have that power up, so that's why we go the route that we do to pick up that item, which is coming up pretty soon for both Calco and C94 Felipe, who are pretty dead even. Unfortunately, it looks like C94 Felipe's timer didn't start, so I don't know. I mean, it looks like things are synced up, so him and Calco are really close. Felipe is slightly ahead here, and Vlak is coming up right behind. And so on the level that they're on there, they want to pick up the glove, which I think Calco blew his up. I might have picked it up. But you want to pick up the glove because it's a very useful item for setting up a quick kill on the final boss of this game. You can basically stun the final boss by throwing a bomb at him and blowing things up. So you trap him and then throw a bomb and then explode and repeat. So we'll probably be seeing that from at least one of the runners. If not, the boss fight can be out of hand. Okay, yeah, so he did. Calco does have this bomb throw. And so you're seeing a different combination here, because in the top right, C94 Felipe still has his mount, so he can't do the bomb throw, but he's using bomb kicks, whereas bottom left, Calco's using a lot of bomb throws. And at this point is really where you would probably ditch your Louis, because you can throw a bomb like right in that middle area. And, see that neither of these players are having a good level here. But Black is definitely catching up because they're all on the same level. And so those pipes, they explode and will do a maximum blast radius, and it can be used to help you out, but at the same time it's pretty dangerous, especially when there's like the enemies are all like Calco's screen's getting pretty chaotic over there. whereas C94 Felipe is having an easier time with him at the top of the screen. Oh, and Calco dies, so he lost a lot of his upgrades, and that's going to be for him later in the game. He did pick up another glove though, which is good, but like he lost bomb kicks, remote control mines, and he's just struggling here. So Calco would lead, but after that death, actually Flat catches up and takes the lead. So this is quite interesting. Calco's struggling, having a tough time. Julian's just been having quite the rough run overall. And he's struggling in this boss fight. Julian's really struggling. But between Felipe and Black, it's pretty close. They're on the same level. They have to destroy that building in the middle, or else it keeps spawning violins at the bottom and top of the screen. So they have to destroy that clock tower, radio tower, whatever it is. And yeah, so you can get some items. Like this one's more generous, I would say, with the drops. The level of Black's on, he just picked up walk through walls. He has the, I don't think he wanted the bomb that he has. It's like a tracking bomb. It follows the enemies, but then you lose remote controlled mines. So I think he may have accidentally picked that up. That's going to cost him drastic, like here in the end game. So Felipe should be catching up, because Black's in the lead right now, but with that bomb, it's going to be pretty tough. Because he can't just detonate his bombs at will. So you got Felipe, who still has remote-controlled bombs. So he has the better equipment at this point. As you see, yeah. And at this point, Black's picking up a safety Louis. He's got cute Louis, the most adorable, the cutest Louis in the game, who has a cute pink ribbon. But unfortunately has like no... All she does, she dances when you push the Y buttons. Not useful. Whereas you see C94 Felipe has the blue Louis, which has punch, which is definitely very useful. Cute Louis can just be absolutely adorable when you push the Y button. Alright. So Felipe is on the final boss, so get hyped for that. We have a potential first place coming from Felipe, he's actually pretty good at Super Bomberman 5. If I had to, say if there's one Bomberman game, it's this and Super Bomberman 3 would be the two that he's best at. Black SR is on the final boss, but he has the tracking bomb, and Calco game over. Game over. The game's... He had it really rough once he started dying, and you see, you have a zone selection, so like, technically he can go back to any level, maybe if he wants to pick up power-ups or something, but it only lasts on that, so if you, you can't go to, world, area 1-1 and then go back to area 5-1 or whatever. You'll lose all your power-ups, so it's not, useful unless you do one of the... And Calco takes another death, and Calco is... Man. But we're saying, okay, looking at Felipe's screen, he's setting up bombs, and you see he's kind of standing there, right in the middle of the boss. He's in his area where he doesn't get hit. The very left, very right, those yellow, whatever it is, shield-looking things at the end damage you, and the very middle of him hits you, but the little, where his, the arms kind of sticking out, that doesn't damage you, so you're kind of seeing him stand there and set up bombs and blow them up as he goes down and try to hit him. And now he's on to the final phase, and I believe he's going to use Blue Louie, which is, I've actually never really seen this because I always use Throw Bomb without Blue Louie, but he's going to be using Blue Louie to use Punch Bomb here, and that's going to stun him, and you see how he spins around, he drops an item, and he's just setting up here. I believe the Blue Louie strat's a bit slower than the arm throw, so, or the glove strats. Don't know what's going on with Black SR's stream, but C94 Felipe finishes the final boss with the first play. Holy! Let's give a shout out to Felipe, get a round of applause. He comes out victorious with, I believe, somewhere around a 15th, maybe a 15-20. I can't really verify because his timer's not up, but that was a pretty decent run for a marathon. So he does take first place with that, so shout out to Felipe. You see Vlak SR, you see he's on the final phase of the boss. Without time bombs, he can't do the fast setup, but what you're seeing is he's picking up these time stops, and during that time, like, the detonator's just kind of getting right in his face. You don't want to be that blue box. If you're anywhere near that blue box, that'll damage you and kill you. And also, we have a really close between Calco and Julian, who are on the same phase of the final boss, and Vlak is dealing with the final part of the boss, and you're seeing more of a casual style final boss, whereas you saw the setup, and Vlak does finish. So shout outs to Vlak with second place. Now it's between Calco and Julian for third, and they are really close. Neither of them have... No, Calco has remote control, the detonator, so it's looking in his favor, as Julian has to scrap things up. Normal bombs, which you saw how Vlak's fight went with the final phase. Or did they both pick up... It looks like they both picked up detonators. So I really don't know. This is really close between Calco and Julian. Who's gonna take third? I don't even know. Calco did game over, so it looks like he's got less bombs. He has one bomb, I believe. That's what's going on. Calco has one bomb because he game over, and he has very little firepower. But he does have the detonator, so he's not going to be able to get the quick kill with only one bomb on the final boss. I'm curious to see how that goes. Whereas Julian's a bit more stacked up, and he can get the quick kill here on the boss. Calco cannot. With only one bomb, you can't trap the boss, so it's going to be an interesting fight for Calco. Yeah, you see, like, the boss isn't just going to walk right in, so he... Ooh, and the boss got the time stop on him, so... And Julian does not successfully get the quick kill on the boss, and now he is also having a little casual fight. It's down to the wire here. Calco, with that short range of firepower, is really struggling to get anything going, and Julian loses his Louie. And you saw that little spread of bombs that the boss did. That's quite a scary move. Especially if you're stunned or if he gets a stop time on you. And that was really close. It looks like Julian barely came in by 2 seconds, beating Calco. That was a very tight race. Julian pulling out clutch there and winning by 2 seconds, taking third place.
That was definitely a tight competition between third and fourth there. That was pretty awesome. Hell of a race, though.
Awesome race.
Yeah, absolutely.
To give a round of applause, just shout out all four runners. Follow them. Follow Julian, C94. Black SR and Calco and the commentators, RP Godfather. And of course, everyone that has anything to do with the SNES Superstars Marathon, follow them.
Yeah, follows all around. Be good to everybody. So, coming up next, we got Super Buster Brothers. 1 second here. We got Beld X is going to be running it, and I believe we will have Julian in for commentary as well as Kalars.
Yeah, Julian will be taking over. That will be it for me tonight. I hope you enjoy having me and withstood my Super Bomberman 3 run.
Indeed. And I'm also going to be tossing it over to the Greenleaf Effect, who I believe is just
Greenleaf Effect.
TGE, unmute yourself and say hi.
Hi!
See, there he is.
Roland.
All right, well, TGE is going to take you on for the next, I believe 4 hours or so of fun runs and stuff like that. So keep on watching SNES Superstars. Enjoy the rest of the marathon. I'll be back here for midnight shift coming up soon tomorrow night, and another late night shift the other night, that same day. So y'all have a great time. Take care.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone. I will be now. Julian will be taking over commentary, and there will be some more amazing runs to come. It's not anywhere near over. I will be back tomorrow, though, racing Darkwing Duck and EVO Search for Eden. It's going to be a huge race. We're, top 2 players going at it. So stay tuned for that.